Howdy fellers, welcome back to the old two-stroker YouTube channel. My name's Wayne, and today what we got here, we're working on old MossyBroke. MossyBroke's our 1980 Peterbilt 359 with 892 Detroit, set about 475 horse right now. And what I thought this video would be about is we just got back from that truck show a couple days ago, and on the way home, truck was running real warm, a lot hotter than I like to see it, and really wasn't doing anything when I hit the fan override. So if y'all don't know, these Peterbilts, I don't know if they all have them or what, but mine does. You can push this button right here, and you'll see it. You saw us using it a bunch in the road trip video. If you didn't see that video, go back, check it out. We brought that thing home from North Carolina. Anyway, used it a bunch on the hills, and didn't act up on us at all until we got to McCungy, and the fan all of a sudden wouldn't come on. So what today's video is about is a tip to save y'all your engine, because if that fan don't come on, you're in trouble. And I'll show you what part to look for, how it's controlled, and what it does. So let's dig in. All right, so on these 892 Detroits, you got a couple of different temperature senders. That one there is for the gauge. One over here, one of them, I'm not sure which one. I would imagine this one. That one looks like a switch to me. Runs the fan. And so how that works, see right now it's a clutch fan, so it's not engaged right now. How that works is one side of this has power to it all the time, and when it sees a certain temperature, I believe these are 195s, or it's either 195 or 200 in this one, I don't remember, to be honest with you. But that contact closes, and then it puts power to a solenoid, which is an electric solenoid, controls air spool valve here. This is the hot wire, your ground, and this in turn, air comes in here. That's just a filter and a water separator / drain. So when it calls for, when it hits 195, 200, automatically clicks this over, allows air to pass through, and then the air in turn comes up here and goes into your fan clutch, locking up your fan with the engine, so it'll turn. What problem I'm having is this thing ain't doing its job. Now, you could tell when that's on my truck two ways. One way, well, really just one way, right? You could tell it has power to it. Turn your key on, and then when you turn this switch on, it illuminates. That switch illuminates regardless of whether you've turned the fan on or whether the temperature sensor turned the fan on. They're in the same loop. It's on the same circuit, so that light will illuminate whenever there's power going to this. Not necessarily when your fan's on, which is what's happening to me. The signal's being sent, the fan, it's sending power down here, but the fan isn't working. And it's causing me a lot of headaches. We've had to stop a couple times because of just the motor's getting too hot. You can't run a Detroit, but you know, 210, I pull over. It's too hot. It's too hot. It ain't no Cummins, ain't no Cat. I don't know what they run at, but they're very prone to cracking heads. You don't want to be getting them that hot. The reason I pull over, it'll take 210, but the problem is it don't leave you a whole lot of room for error. So if something's failed, let's say you're losing coolant or whatever the case may be, and you don't realize it, 210, I say pull over at 210, because it'll give you enough time to get over to the side of the road where you're out of the way before it spikes crazy, right? So that's what I do. Oh boy, these beers are delicious out of these old two-stroker koozies. You guys Should get yourselves one. They're on the website, old2stroker.com. Anyway, I've got another one of these. They sell an updated style, but I didn't like the updated style because then I had to change the bracket and everything's all original, and well, you guys know how I am. So I'll show you what I got, because I got some treats in the mail. Scored this deal from an old boy up in Canada. You'll never guess what I paid for it. They're everywhere. The newer styles are everywhere for like 100, 200 bucks, whatever. I got this thing for $5, dude. Everybody on eBay was sleeping on it because it's so old. It's from '82. I mean, we're gonna find out. Maybe the joke's on me if it doesn't work, right? But here's what we got. Comes with a new little filter doohickey. We're not gonna run that. We're gonna run whatever's on mine. Don't know what that does. But here we are. Now here's the important part, people. Pay attention when you're buying these new old stock parts. I took a chance on this because it was $5, and then like, I don't know, I think it was $16 shipping or something like that because it came from good old Kentucky stand. But here's what you gotta pay attention to. You need to make sure it's 12 volts or else it really ain't gonna work for you. So what we're gonna do, pull that one off of there, take the fittings out of it, put them onto this, transfer the, what do you call it? That thing, the air filter, water separator, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna transfer that over to this thing also, and then we're gonna install this. So let's get to it, eh? All right, y'all, check this out. I found something cool in the destruction manual here, which normally I throw these out, but I was looking at it because, man, this thing is super badass. It's from 1982, September 82. So you have to naturally take a look at old documentation because old documentation is just cool. So this thing operates two different ways. I didn't even realize that. Normally the top is your exhaust port, which is why it has that little tit on it. And so this is what they call normally de-energized, which means the air supply comes in, and when it's not de-energized, nothing is happening. And when you energize it, it puts the pressure through to the clutch, the fan clutch. Now, if you put you can run it the other way. So if you put your air supply on the top, it'll run the fan all the time with it de-energized. And then when you energize it, it dumps the pressure. Perfect. It's badass. You can work it either way. That's super cool. Didn't know that. Little tip for you guys in case y'all are looking for one of these or have one of these and you want to know how it functions. I thought that was super cool. We're gonna hook ours up so it's normally not spinning because it saves a lot of horsepower and a lot of miles per gallon. Them fans are heavy. I keep this thing right in the truck in case of emergencies. Forgot all about it till just now. Jeez. 120 PSI doesn't frig around. This and this. Starting the back hairs because it's a friggin' nightmare. Alright, fellas. Best part about this is now I get to clean up this wiring. It's been pissing me off for 20 years. Well. Anyways, one more trick I want to show you when we get this off. Alright, now So now that you understand the principle about what these things do, if you're in a bind, there's a way to fix this without replacing this solenoid. If you're on the road somewhere and you gotta get there or whatever, you don't have parts on the truck and you gotta go, but you don't want to blow your motor, what you can do is take your outlet line and get you a male-to-male and just screw it in, and then screw it into your feed line. And what that'll do for you, that will engage the fan clutch all the time. So then you don't have to worry about this switch or nothing like that. It's a great tip to get you where you gotta go without costing you a motor. So now that we got that off there, let's get it into the shop. We'll put in the vise and change fittings around. All right, boys, so what I'm doing here, what we're doing is I want to make sure that thing was case grounded, right? And it was grounded. It was grounded to this back screw here. So that means that this has to be making good electrical contact with this bracket, and this bracket has to be making good electrical contact with the body, or it's never going to work. So while we're in here, what we're doing is we're just verifying that we have a good electrical circuit in between. And I pulled that screw out to see how that worked, what it went into, because I wasn't sure. So .9, 1 ohm. I'm calling that pretty good. What we do need to do though is verify that. I might have to get the die grinder out here and just, yeah, I'm gonna get a wire brush and just clean this off, make sure that it makes good contact with the solenoid. All right, fellas, well, I've officially pud pounded this to death. Get that set up there. Whoa, almost lost her, bud. Now, the other thing I did off camera was I scrubbed with the wire brush every piece of electrical connection in here. So everywhere, I scrubbed all the screw heads, I scrubbed all of the everything. I think I like that better down there. All of my nuts and washers, so that we get a good electrical connection everywhere. Alright, well, I went ahead and just tightened them on, spared you the boring ass details of that. This can go on here now. Alright, let's see. Wrench, here's my wrench. Alright, that's cool. And this one can go back there also. Find a way to clean them up a little bit. Our fancy topper here, that goes in there. Something like that. Click. That's good. All right. Click. All right. Matco strippers. I love these things. I like strippers in general. And then I think what we're gonna do is set this to where those are kind of tidy, like that. And then where's this meet? Right about there. I don't know what you guys use for wiring, but I like to use these what do you call it? Heat shrink butt connectors. I like these. Nice and tight. All right, and then so then that'll go kind of like that. Yeah, that's much better than it used to be. All right. So then we'll get it to go kind of back behind here. I like that better. Get in there like that. Click. There we go. Yeah, that's good. These things are also super slick. I don't know what you guys use, but hopefully it's in frame. That's cock for dolly. Done. All right. Alright, so fan's not spinning. Oh, she's spinning now, buddy. Oh, and I heard it hiss. So it released the pressure. I was having trouble with the other one would stick. We lost like most of our air. I'm surprised it worked. Yeah, see the fan slowing down. Sick. Hate the buzzers, guys. I hate them. It'll go off at about 80 on this. Fan's not spinning. Go. Oh, yeah. I can feel it from here. And you, I don't know if, hopefully you can hear that on camera. Tell you what. Hear that hiss? That was the fan clutch releasing pressure. So I think we fixed this deal. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Oh yeah, what a ripper. And it's not like the 3408 truck where it's falling off, so that's good. I've got a spare one anyway. We're gonna take the spare one and we're gonna put it on the cab over one day. When I take the motor out of that to paint it and everything, we'll put it on the cab over because I'm a firm believer in these things. I think all trucks should have them. So let's get we'll get a zip tie and tidy this wiring up here just so it makes me feel a little bit better about being me. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Just a nice short quick one. Hopefully it gives you a tip if you guys are running these old 359s. I know there's a few of you out there on the road with these, but if you come across something like that, your fan's not working, hopefully we get you out of a bind here. I'm not sure if newer trucks are the same way. In fact, I'm probably sure they're not. But yeah, nice little tip, save you a motor. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Get your old two-stroker koozies on the website, old2stroker.com. If anybody from Natterday's watching this, you know, send me a case or 100, would you? I'd sure appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next one, eh?